Another episode of today's program. This is Lower Niger Radio, and with me, I have Mr. Steve. Mr. Steve, can you say hello to our people this morning? And let's start off and tell them what we have for them this morning because a lot has been trending around in the course of the week, and we need to talk about some few and more important things to keep our people enlightened about the things and how we could move forward for a better nation.
My people, I greet all of you wherever life have you located. I wish you all the best of the moment.
Thank you so much, Mr. Steve. And the topic before us today is Christians ignorantly aiding the killings in Middle Belt and the southern Nigeria, all in the name of the 1999 Constitution through election. So we want to talk about the reason why, because in the course of the week, I was going through some particular programs that was heard by different general overseers, different pastors, and different ministry. And I get to understand that, like, not that some of them don't understand the cause of the problem of Nigeria, but what beat my imagination is, do they think that this problem that we are facing is just going to be like eradicated within a twinkle of an eye by somebody coming into that position and effect change to subdue those laws that has been herding our people in captive, placing them in abject poverty? Do they think someone can just come somewhere and make these things happen? I don't know if there is something you want to talk about, Mr. Steve, so we can elaborate on this issue as well as educating our viewers this afternoon, our time.
Thank you so much for pointing this out. And I can tell you one thing. There is one thing that is behind the attitude of Christians across Nigeria, especially in the Middle Belt and Southern Nigeria. What is fueling this apathy on their part is because they do not believe what the enemy said that they would do to them. People are in denial. Christians, from the Archbishop of Sokoto, Matthew Hassan Kuka, Bishop Matthew Hassan Kuka, to the last one that you find in Eket or in Akwa Ibom or in Edo State or Lagos State or Plateau State, they are all in denial that the enemy, that the Fulani mean what they said they would do. And the Fulani has always even claimed responsibility for killings across Nigeria. But the church and its leadership, including the followers, are completely in denial because they don't want to do nothing. They are too weak. The pastors, with their preaching, and their priests with the preaching over the years, have weakened Nigerians so much that they don't believe that this thing will be happening to them, what we're seeing today. The land grab, the killers, the Fulanization and Islamization agenda of current government of Major General Muhammad Buhari. Our people are in denial of it. They do not even see the need to tackle the Constitution, which is at the heart of their problem, that if this Constitution is dealt with, every other thing will begin to fall into place. People are, first of all, in denial of the reality. Second, they want easy way out. They don't see the danger that is looming, that is spreading. And that's very unfortunate.
You see, why I choose to stand strong with you on all those opinions you've really made mention of. Call me any general overseer, any pastors today that will tell you their church has no doctrine and rules that govern the church. Because all of this, it beats my imagination that, like, you guys understand that, like, the fundamental instrument of a nation lies on the rules and regulation in which the country is being governed upon. But yet, you guys are looking for a little way out to boycott this whole stuff and assume they are not existing, because It's like they're assuming all these things are not, because when you talk to where they say, oh man, why are you so tribalistic? No, come on, we are not being tribalistic. We are trying to base our fact on realities, because if you call Nigeria now, I will call, if you say Fulani, I will call Nigeria. The constitution has enabled these people to be able to enslave the people from the middle belt and the south side in line of everything that is happening from the top to the bottom. They are in charge. We are not trying to say because they are in charge, we are trying to, no. They have a secret agenda that we're trying to open the eyes of Nigerians to see beyond this whole conspiracy, because now they are pushing Ahmed Bola Tinubu, because I was just watching a broadcast where I see a lot of, I will call them old celebrities from the Southwest. Those celebrities were campaigning for Ahmed Bola Tinubu. Like, the youth are one side, the elderly people are on one side. They are, I believe those people that are clamoring and campaigning for Ahmed Bola Tinubu are thinking it is turn by turn. It is the time for the Southwest to rule Nigeria. We are not clamoring for who is going to rule Nigeria. All
Yes.
we are saying is, come on, let's draft out a document. If the country is still going to be a nation, let's
Yes.
draft out a document that will give equal opportunity to every citizens of the nation. Because if anybody emerge winner to this constitution that is fraudulent, because in as much as you and I are aware of that constitution, and so many persons that are well to known, because not everybody that hear information knows the importance of what information they are getting, because some people like to float along. This is what average Nigerians does. When they see anything, immediately the first person places their comment, you see everybody floating around with that comment. So these are well to known people. These are people that know the delicate issue and the fundamental problem that is tearing this nation apart. So we don't really know how we could make these people see that, like, instead of coming through this way, why not let's do it in a proper way? Let the churches, because I've watched several pastors that are people like Paul Adefarasin has actually said it long ago, that the constitution is the basis problem of Nigeria. Why is it that some of them know this and they don't want to talk about it? Why some of them know about these things and they are pretending it's not happening? And do they believe that if they vote Ahmed Bola Tinubu now, the killings in Nigeria is going to stop? What gives these people the privilege to carry arms all around in government is this constitution. What gives these ordinary people in their own local community the opportunity not to carry arms is this constitution. What stopped all these all these states and local government and wards from them to organize their own municipal police or whatever police they could organize from their territory? Is this same constitution that has restricted some people and give some people upper hand to possess the government and to overshadow the other citizens of Nigeria. We really want to talk about this because it's really important and it's very dynamic, because this time is a point whereby there is no return. If we fail to handle the basis of our problem now, there will be a lot of killings, be it who is going to be the president of Nigeria. So we need to throw more light on this, Mr. Steve.
Well, the thing is this. Last week we mentioned that our people are looking for easy way out. And you can tell that our people have no sense of history. From the second coup of July 15, 1966, until the last coup that happened in Nigeria that brought Sani up, which was a palace coup anyway, because they easily removed Ernest Shoneko, one of the southern willing hands that enabled them to push Abiola aside. They used Abiola's own kinsman to make sure that Abiola didn't get into office. So back to what I was about saying, from 1966, July 15, until Sani Abacha pushed over late Ernest Shoneko.
Okay.
What the caliphate were engaged in was the realization of what Ahmadu Bello said on October 12th, 1960, less than 2 weeks after independence, that the new country, Nigeria, will be their grandfather's estate, that the South will be treated as conquered territory, and that the Middle Belt will be used as willing slaves to fulfill their agenda. Now you can see what is going on in 2022. Bola Ahmed Tinubu is planted in the Southwest because he believes that he was born to rule Nigeria. It is his turn. He used to be a godfather, but now the godfather wants to be in charge.
Right, yeah.
Okay, that is the caliphate design to divide our people. In the East, you have a different thing going on, which is actually playing into the game plan of the caliphate. They want to drag our people by every means possible to yet another validation of the fraudulent 1999 constitution that has become a slave document to indigenous Nigerians. Unfortunately, our people are not getting it. So you wonder, oh, why the frenzy for PVC grab? Well, they are looking for easy way out. It calls for more than that. Because the people that have been doing all these things, some of them are dead, some are still alive. Somebody like Major General Muhammad Buhari has been part of all this.
From the beginning.
From way back, 1966. He was an infantry soldier back then, second lieutenant. I mean, there are many others. However, the game have remained the same thing. It's about getting our people confused, distracted, while the real deal is taking place. Current government is funding the jihadi and the Fulanization effort going on across Nigeria. The government of Major General Muhammad Buhari is behind all the killings that is going on across Nigeria, because he threw open the borders to bring these people in to help him oust Goodluck Ebele Jonathan back in 2014, 2015. And at the end of the day, they couldn't send them packing. Instead, they opened the border more and brought many of them back in to take over Nigeria, to make it the homeland for the wandering Fulani. This is what is going on. Our people think that the constitution that is helping to open up the borders to bring these foreigners into the country, to take away the land and the life of the indigenous people, that it will all of a sudden allow them to transfer power. MK Abiola was a Muslim. Let me just sound it into our people's ears. MK Abiola wasn't just a Muslim, but he also had a Muslim running mate. The South didn't bother. They voted for MK Abiola. I voted for him too. But guess what happened? As the price of essential commodities were dropping in the market, bus drivers began to take less money, milk was dropping, bread was getting cheaper, things were getting better. Right before our eyes. In Lagos, I witnessed it. The caliphate stopped it because that's not what they want. What now convinces our people that, oh, no, they have changed? Their plan from 1960 to restore the falling caliphate have not changed. All they are doing, using their elements in government and those on the field, killing people, pretending to be cowmen or cow women, whatever they are terrorists. So those in government defend them. Current government spokesmen like Shehu Gaba or Femi Adesina, they actually act like Mieti Allah spokespeople. They defend them more than explain what is going on. Our people all of a sudden have forgotten all this. And they believe that their vote will count and that it will change the direction things are going. We are only going to give this constitution that has been repudiated another lifeline. But that can still change. There's still time for us to retrace our steps and get things done the right way. our people need to look for a long-lasting solution, and that is through multi-regional referendum. I mean, people that are dying in Benue State and Southern Kaduna and the Plateau State, in Ondo State, in Owo, in Anambra State, in Edo State, they deserve justice. The best step we can take to deliver justice for these people that have died and many more that will die is to insist on multi-regional referendum, binding referendum that will enable us set up monuments for the people that have died in Nigeria's internal war of conquest. The Fulani in Nigeria and the Fulani that are being imported into Nigeria are eagerly asking Nigerians to do what Central African Republic did, which was to chase them out of the country because they are visitors. How could we allow visitors to our country take over the country and be dictating to us, taking over the military structures and every government instrument to oppress the indigenous people? I think that's a great misnomer that our people should see the danger and say, you know what, to hell with every election. Let's go for this referendum and get things sorted out first before we know where we're headed here, because there is danger looming.
My biggest imagination is this: if this country is a country that has rules and laws, how come people that are not well-to-do are the people clamoring for to be president of the country? Look at people like Abubakar Atiku, people like Ahmed Bola Tinubu. I wonder, a country that has a well-organized system, will these people be even allowed to even purchase the form, let alone them having this lineup of people they could use their corrupt money to mislead in supporting them? Like, I really don't know how to base this thing, but we will do all our possible best. Our possible best is to call on all those people that are, except they are doing all what they are doing now for their selfish interest. Because all those group of all those celebrities, because I am picking on, my pick are on those people that are figured people in the society that are supposed to be the people speaking the truth, but yet they've decided to sell their conscience. Because you cannot see the truth and continue to live in a falsehood of lies. This lies has been on existence for a very long time, that many of us know this. How can you keep on allowing people, the unborn children, the children that are already born, be suffering all in the name because you want to protect your wealth or your reputation? When I was watching that video, I saw Jide Sokoso, I saw even this woman that acted the King's Boys. I was shocked. Even up to this Badmus, this lady, Eniola Badmus in Nollywood. No wonder Desmond Elliott. Because I'm calling on these people now because I'm a vibrant youth of that nation. And as at that, it beat my imagination that youth of my kind cannot open their eyes to see the things that people that are weakness to this constitution, that knows is a falsehood constitution. They've been speaking about it. Even this musician Fast, the father knows the constitution is false. But yet, all these people still come out, they want to boycott this whole issue. It's not going to work that way. It's not going to work that way. Why are these people doing what they are doing? Some of them are coming out patronizing what is trending, and behind them, they are doing something different. Because if I don't speak for Nigerian youth, I don't think anybody will speak for them. Because when I take a look at the social media, there was one blogger that was recently arrested. They said the order came by DSS in Edo State. They said the order came from Abuja. This is what they do. When you speak, order come from where one place, they pick you up. Why are all these things happening? It's because there is no law that state that everybody should live have equal right and equity, justice, peace in the nation. There is one Oga at the top and every other person lies below them. Because why? The book that they use to move you people day in, day out has given them privilege, has given them power, has given them dominion over them. And we will not go out of this concept of our topic, our basis issue of topic today. Please, if you are listening to this program, please kindly call in, because your opinion is needed. We need to deliberate on the vital and important message, because this is not just like we are too free to come out here and talk. No, we are coming out because it is our own duty also to enlighten those people, to understand that, like, listen, it's not all about what you are thinking right now. It is more than what you are thinking. It is more beyond what you can see. President Muhammadu Buhari decided to bring Ahmed Bola Tinubu because they know it's a tool in their hand, just as they use Obasanjo as a tool right from day one up to this time.
Yes.
They always have a Judas goat that they are always pushing forward to buy those other people along to be able to fulfill their agenda. And my biggest imagination is, these people know that Obasanjo cannot come out to Nigerians now and tell Nigerians that he's not aware of the Fulani agenda to Nigeria.
My brother, Obasanjo is part of the problem. Obasanjo, remember what he said when Ahmed Sani Yerima started in Zamfara State to introduce the Sharia law. Obasanjo was interviewed, and he said, "Oh, don't worry about those people. It's political Sharia. It will fizzle away." Obasanjo later became a spokesman, like a go-between man between Nigerian government and the Boko Haram. Obasanjo has been a Southern saboteur working for the enemy for all his life. So let's not even go there. Let me touch on this issue of Nigeria's. Look, I don't want to be disrespectful, but Nigeria doesn't really have anybody you can call genuine celebrity. These are people who are looking for money. They're always looking for handout.
Mm-hmm.
All those movie people, when they get sick, they cannot even pay their hospital bills. They need help. So just like every other person, they are in need, and they are subject to settlement.
Yeah.
Settlement. So because of that, they will go. It's just like when you are pouring seed out.
Mm-hmm.
The birds will begin to congregate to come around. They will begin to come to take the seeds. That's what this so-called overglorified Nigeria celebrity. They are nothing. They are beggars. Just like the area boys that congregate around Bola Ahmed Tinubu, the man with a questionable background. So they don't care about his character or his record or his whatever. All they need is that money. That is what has destroyed the country. The situation as it is today, it was better 29 years ago. And I'm a living witness that a change was actually happening, and the enemy blocked it. And people poured out on the street, demonstrated, some were killed, some were jailed, and eventually some got settled. Because they know they will try our people's patience. They will say, okay, when they pour out on the street, we'll send soldiers after them. Soldiers and police. When a few is killed, the rest will run away.
Yeah.
And when that happens, the people are defeated. Just like the way NSAS went.
NSAS went, yeah.
Look at a very genuine movement like NSAS. That was people's desire to see a change in the way their criminal police was eliminating them and stealing from them. Because Nigerian police, look at Abba Kyari. What do all these things remind us? That the Nigerian police is behind all the drug dealings going on in the country. That they are behind extrajudicial killing, including when your vehicle gets lost in Nigeria, you will never find it again. Because the police is behind it. It's just like the Bible said, there can be no riot in the city without the knowledge of the king. There can be no crime that is repeating itself in the same environment without the knowledge of those who are supposed to be watching over the environment. If they want to take care of security problem in Nigeria, why not go for state police? Or they will not do that because the 68 exclusive list keeps the police with the federal government that doesn't know what is going on outside of, in fact, they don't even know what is going on within Asha Rock. And yet they are managing the security of far-flung nations within the country. How does that work? It will never work. And so our people, we're not just talking about our people who are surging for PVC. We're talking about our people who are also misled, who are being tribally chained, as it were. They can't see nothing wrong with one of their own, including having a very terrible past in the United States.
That drew me to one big attention. Is it that the United States have pardoned Ahmed Bola Tinubu with all his counter charges when it's drug dealing? Because I saw, because if this publication can get to the United States Department, they have to listen to what I'm saying, because the person that was running that campaign for Ahmed Bola Tinubu need to be investigated. Because I cannot here in Canada go and bring someone that is convicted of crime, bring his profile into Canadian system and start running an electoral campaign for that person. I was surprised when I see people running campaign for Ahmed Bola Tinubu in New York, in United States of America.
Yeah, because money handles bullshit. Money makes things like that happen. Bola Tinubu said that he was kept alive for this time. The crime that he committed in the United States, for which he forfeited properties and money to the US government, wasn't published by any other person but the US Justice Department. It's published. Sahara Reporters reported it more than 10 years ago. It's in different format online. You just Google it, Bola Ahmed Tinubu versus the US Justice Department. You will find it. So I don't know. Nigeria is a country that is under the control of criminal gangs in two political parties, APC and PDP. So within these two congregation of criminals, they have no shame. There is nothing that is beyond them. They are capable of doing a lot of things because their money, which they have stolen from the system, is being used to buy their way through. So it's not like the US doesn't know. The United States knows about this Bola Ahmed Tinubu. They also know about Atiku, the money launderer. A US member of House of Rep went to jail. He's now dead. William Jefferson. He's now dead. He had dealings with Atiku Abubakar. Atiku Abubakar has been cited with Kenya's deputy president. So these things are not hidden. They are open. Unfortunately, many of our people, they've been beaten to submission. Some are too weak. They are very, very weakened by the...
But Mr. Steve, to be honest, if nobody is talking about this, I will be talking about it. I want the United States Department, Justice of Department, to look into the affair of the person that run, because Ahmed Bola Tinubu does not reside in the United States.
Not anymore, yeah.
Someone must have been paid to sponsor that campaign. We want that person to be fished out. That person, the account they used in paying that money to that person that is running that campaign, the United States Department should look into that issue, because we are concerned citizens of Nigeria that are moving this particular motion that such a person should not be campaigned because he has a criminal record in the United States. Is it now the United States is pardoning people that committed crime in the United States for, like, people, Ahmed Bola Tinubu, to do a lot of atrocity and be getting away with it with his evil perpetrators right there in the United States? You remember the time we were running this program in the NINA's convention with the UN? You remember what happened? How they paid people to come? We have a caller this afternoon. Please, let's quickly take this call and we'll dive into the topic of today. Hello? Hello? Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello. Oh, this is Ndidi calling again. I called on Sunday and I'm listening to you again on Wednesday, and I'm calling from Abuja.
Thank
I
you
have
so
a
much.
contribution to make.
Yeah, you are free to make your contribution, ma.
Okay, yes. Stephen would sometimes say something like, Nigerians are looking for the easy way out.
Yeah.
I understand what he's saying, but actually, it's the hard way out that they're having when you compare their lives with the lives of people their age living, say, in England. What they're looking for, in my opinion, is the lazy way out. They don't want to do the sacrificing, they don't want to do the work that is needed to get a better life. And because they don't want to do the work, for them it's easy. Oh, let me just get a PVC, and some messiah called Peter Obi will do all the work for me and give me a wonderful life. Or, oh, somebody called Tinubu will, all I need is a PVC. Take a photo, take my fingerprint or whatever they do, and then by miracle and by magic, I'll have a wonderful life. That is the lazy way out. In any country, like if you want to take Russia, you want to take France, you even want to take the US, people have to fight for their freedom. Some people will die, some people will go to prison. It's the way it is. We have our brothers in America, the Black Americans, and the civil rights movement. We know our brother, Reverend Martin Luther King. He actually lost his life, but he fought for freedom, for self-determination. And that's what we're supposed to do. We are lucky that we have the Ninus movement. Nobody needs to fight. Nobody needs to punch anybody. But what people need to do is to stand up and be counted and then follow the directive of Ninus. And lazy people don't want to do that. They want to just go get a PVC. They know that elections don't count in Nigeria. It never has. But, let's just hype ourselves and scream and shout and positive confession. And by miracle, abracadabra, we're going to have a wonderful life. And it won't be a wonderful life. It'll be a horrible life, and there'll be more problems. So that's point number one. Then point number two is we are appealing to the Christians. Among the Christians, there are two groups. You've got the churchgoers. They're not Christians. We're not talking to that one. At least I'm not talking to them. I'm appealing to those who are Christians and they know who they are. These are people who know they're sinners, but they believe in Christ. It is them that I'm speaking to now because I'm a signatory to the constitutional force majeure. Look around you. God is always working. When there's a problem in any country, among any people on earth, God has a solution in a man or in a group of people. So if you really belong to God, you'd be looking, where is God working? Where is God working? And if people look around, there is nothing out there except the Ninus movement. And the Ninus movement is for self-determination. It means that the Igbo nation, for instance, will make decisions for Igbo people. Ijaw nation will do the same. Anang nation, Edo nation, Yoruba nation. And this thing called self-determination is why Europe is the land of freedom. And that's why Africans are fleeing to Europe. And Europeans don't like it. Because they don't want an invasion from Africa. So Africans need to fix their country. And so I'm appealing to Christians. Don't look to your pastors and priests. We know already from scripture that the Pharisees were the religious leaders and they were after money. They even rejected Jesus Christ. So
Yes.
So we need to grow up and look at life, because even at the time of Jesus, it was the church leaders that killed him. So let's look at reality and let's focus on God and what is right. Is it right for Nigerians to live under a forgery? That is the question. Is it right? You don't, a 4-year-old will let you know that. If I was to give you, I owe you money. Let's say I owe you 10,000 naira. and I give you 10,000 naira that's counterfeit, it's a forgery, are you going to accept that as that I've paid you? No, you won't. So why are you now acting silly and going to, constitution, and pretend for what? So I'm appealing to the Christians. Do not look at the churchgoers who are sitting by you on the side. There's always the Judas. There's always the Pharisee. You know, we have the parable of the 10 virgins. Some have oil, some don't have. We have the parable of the wheat and the weeds. So do not look at others in the church. Look to your God so that you don't end up in hell. And I'm saying these words advisedly because the Fulani are killing people using that forgery. And it is for us, the Christians, we're supposed to be salt and light. We've been warned, if you are not salt and light, you're going to, salt is going to be thrown out to be trampled. So we're supposed to be salt and light. Don't look at Osinbajo. He has sold his soul to the devil. And I say that because Osinbajo, who calls himself a pastor, was in America and he was asked what's going on in the Middle Belt, that they're hearing that the Fulani are killing Christians. Osinbajo said, oh no, the Christians are not being killed. It's a farmer-herdsman clash.
Yes.
Frank Gaffney called Osinbajo, he said he lies shamelessly.
Yeah. Nigeria's deputy president.
Christian leaders that we have, do not look at them. Look at that constitution. It is a forgery. It is the entry visa of the Fulani. And we owe it to those children that are being slaughtered by the Fulani to terminate it. And Ninas is saying, do not, abide by a forgery. Let's go to transitional government. Everybody stays where they are. In terms of Buhari remains, even Osinbajo will remain, and all of them remain. But when you have a transitional government, you have limited mandate. That means limited powers. And during that transitional government, we have a referendum to decide the fate of the union. Simple.
That's right.
Of that is then we go forward. This is all we're asking. We cannot live under a forgery. So if you're a Christian, ask yourself, do you think that God is going to help you in life? The devil can help you to be rich. We know that. They're pedophiles that are rich. They're drug dealers that are rich. Slave owners were rich. So if it's rich and a big house and millions of cars that you want, the devil can give you that. But we're talking about what is right. Is it right to, go to elections 2023 to renew the life of a forgery? Because that's the only purpose of elections. The Fulani don't care whether you vote or not. They're going to nullify a lot of people's PVC. It's not about whether you vote. It's going to elections. You don't need to vote. They've already decided who's going to be winner, but they need to take you to elections. That's why you need to halt it. So I'm appealing to Christians, do the right thing. So I've said a lot, but it's because people are dying. We don't know who's going to be dying tonight.
That's right.
So we need, yes, some people are going to die tonight. That one we are 100% sure. Children, babies are going to be slaughtered tonight. And we need to feel for others. White people say, oh, the African, he's like an animal, he can't feel. We say the whites are racist because, if somebody punches us, we feel. They may not be talking about that. They may be talking about emotionally, that we don't feel for others.
Yeah.
As long as me, myself, and I and my children are not touched, we don't care. They may be talking about that kind of feeling. So I appeal to Christians. You're being judged by God.
Yeah.
You may live to 120 is the maximum you're going to live. You're not going to live one day more than that. And
That's
then
right.
the answer to why you did not join with Ninas. There's no other group out there to decommission, terminate the 1999 Constitution. It's Military Decree 24. It is a forgery. So I'm done speaking. So thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for your wonderful contribution. I guess we must have heard from a prominent Nigerian that have spoken the mind of others, because we are not just speaking for our mind only, we are speaking for the mind of others. we are speaking for the mind of others. Mr. Steve, is there something you want to add to what our
Yeah,
sister just said?
yeah. I wanted to thank Ndidi for actually putting it out the way it is, that it is laziness of the mind, lack of emotional connection that is causing our people to be ignoring the obvious. Just like I said before, back in 1993, they killed many people, many students in the West. Students were shot at in front of the University of Lagos. Again, fast forward to 2020. Youths gathered at Lekki to protest killings going on across the country, especially in the South and Middle Belt, in the hands of the Nigerian police. They killed a few people and doused the fire right there because our people are not pressing harder to say, look, this is what we want. This is how we want to go about it. We do not care when others around us are suffering under the persecution of the state because it hasn't touched our immediate family members or because it hasn't touched our tribe. We think that we're okay. Now look how things have spread across the country, how the fire is burning everywhere. So the way out actually is not anything else other than pressing for transitional government right now. And that transition will lead us to referendum for a fresh start. Otherwise, building on a questionable foundation, building structures on a foundation that is not okay, guarantees that that building will have problem. And the problem will not go away by itself, except you go back to the foundation. So our people need to embrace the message with everything they have, every energy, every strength, everything that is alive in them need to grab hold of this and find out what is going on. Because if we, by any means, help this criminality to continue going on, nothing will change for us. The situation that we'll see next year will be worse than what we're going through today, June 29, 2022. Our people need to realize that their salvation is in their hands. And what do we have to do? Insist on total shutdown. Institute an interim system that will lead us to referendum. Or do these people not really say, when they say they love Nigeria, do they really mean it? Because to love a place, you should be going for solutions, things that will solve the problem, not increasing the terrible situation. If they really have any love, if there is any affection, if there's any desire for the country to move forward in the right direction, the right thing to do now is let us follow that direction that will lead us to multi-regional referendum. Out of this, we will either reinforce our confidence in the country or we have a very peaceful parting of ways. Others have done it. We have examples of nations that have gone through this. And we have to do it in the most peaceful way to save more of our people's lives. We don't have to burn down the whole place. We can do this peacefully. But let Southerners and Middle Belt realize this. The people that we're dealing with, the people that we're arrayed against, they are determined to have their way by shedding our own blood. And I don't think the rush for PVC, we have it sorted out. Rather, the push for referendum holds the key. And the earlier our people get this, the better. Otherwise, what we're doing can only weaken us further and make us more vulnerable to this wicked, planned agenda that has the government, current government, deeply involved in it, including ministers that are implicated as, Muslim terrorists, sympathizers. They are terrorist sympathizers within current government.
You see, if these people don't understand what a referendum is, it has happened in Africa, Egypt, Eritrea, Kenya, Morocco,
Sudan.
just name it. In Asia, you have Bangladesh,
Yeah.
you have East Timor, you have Hong Kong, you have Indian, you have Indonesia, Iran, Iraq, Malaysia, Pakistan, Philippines, Russia, Singapore, Taiwan, even Thailand, even in Europe, Australian, Belgium, Bulgarian, Croatia, Cyprus, Czech Republic, Denmark, just name it.
Yeah.
A lot of country has gone through a referendum, and this country we've made mention now, both in Asia, Finland, France, Germany, even the so-called UK, Greece, Hungary, and all of them, they've all gone, Ireland, they've all gone for a referendum. But I don't know why our own people are failing to pick on this particular thing that is going to help the future of the nation. Is it that do they enjoy suffering? I've never seen where people will see solution to a particular problem and they'll say, let that problem be long lasting. Do they enjoy suffering? Do they enjoy the killings? Do they enjoy the enslavement they are going through, whereby the rule of law is being dictated from one particular region to another, the whole part of the nation?
I don't think our people are enjoying suffering, to be very fair to them. I would rather say that our people are misled. And I say this because lack of adequate representation has actually led our people astray. We have people who are beholden to our enemies. We have people who are at best saboteurs of our core interests and values representing us. And that's why just yesterday, it was in the news, I'm sure you heard it yesterday, that Scotland, their chief Scottish minister, is initiating another round of referendum. And remember the last one, it was really about, they lost it by about 10% percentage margin. And now the chief Scottish minister, who is representing the people of Scotland, is initiating another process of referendum because Scotland wants to go back and rejoin EU, European Union. And so what our people are supposed to be getting from their political representatives is not happening because almost everyone, bar none, of all the political representatives we have today at the National Assembly or House of Representatives are all saboteurs. I mean, from the entire Middle Belt, South-South, Southeast, Southwest. They are all interested in whatever the system will offer them. It doesn't matter how dirty, how messed up the system is. They are only interested in their own private bank account getting bigger and bigger. And so expecting them to help their people is a big joke that will never happen. And so what options do we have left being faced with this kind of situation? That's where Ninas came in. A representative of these people from Middle Belt and the Southern Nigeria that has figured out this problem. Oh, it is a constitutional problem. Let's deal with this constitution. When we deal with this constitution, because out of this constitution flows everything that is wrong with Nigeria.
Mm-hmm.
Our people don't seem to get it. How else would we say this? That the key to the chain that is holding our people down is located inside the constitution. Not getting this is only going to make things more difficult. It will cost more lives. It will destroy more farms. It will render more people helpless. But we can change this situation by pulling back and asking the right questions. Because as a young person growing up back home, I remember there was this sticker that says that the wise still seek Jesus. The three wise men, before they could find where the Messiah was kept as a baby, had to ask questions on their way.
Yeah.
Our people should never be afraid of asking for questions, to ask for directions. There is nothing that will change Nigeria other than referendum. Anything else they are telling us is all lies. One family can go in today to feather their wings to build up empires for themselves. It is not for the betterment of the people.
Let's quickly talk about this referendum. How will this referendum come in place? What are the things? Who are to channel this referendum? Who are the people to organize this referendum? Who are the people to participate in this referendum? Because to my knowledge, I know that the present government has nothing, no hand in when it comes to referendum. Who are the people involved, and what are, because these are more or like the things I think we should be able to like stir up the mind of our people, because it's like we saying referendum and some of them don't even know what a referendum is. Buhari ignorantly came out the last time I said people that are clamoring for referendum, he doesn't understand. But why I put it ignorantly, because I know too well he knows what a referendum is. You understand? Because vividly not quite long, his own region actually took a referendum to implement Sharia into Nigeria constitution.
Yes.
So I want us to deliberate little about that so that we can enlighten our people, because knowledge is power. If we don't speak on all these things, it will look as if we are dancing around, because Ninas has given us the opportunity to showcase all of this information to our people so that they could be able to like equip themselves, because if they have this knowledge, they can go out there and campaign for the right thing. Instead of campaigning for PVC, then they will be advocating for let us go for a multi-regional binding referendum through Ninas, through the platform Ninas has given to every Nigerians.
Well, referendum, I have actually experienced referendum, not with Nigeria, but with Sudan. I saw that one happen. I have also seen that of the Kurds, those that are located in northern Syria and northern Iraq. They had a referendum about 4 or 5 years ago. And we also saw that of Catalonia. And that's why I spoke earlier about betrayal of our political representatives who, instead of representing their people and their aspirations, they decided to go for contracts and money-making opportunities to the neglect of their people. So it's usually the representatives of the people that initiate the process. But having discovered that our representatives are completely sold out, sold out to the enemy, Ninas actually stepped in to rescue the situation. And that's why Nigeria Indigenous Nationalities Alliance for Self-Determination spearheaded this call and continues to do so for us to have a binding multi-regional referendum that will be supervised by the UN. Why is it called binding? Because the outcome will be binding. We want the outcome of that referendum to be the representative of our people's stand over Nigeria moving forward. And so the vote, to cast vote for referendum, it is the people that have links to those areas that are going through referendum that will vote both within and outside the country. It's done all over the world. Wherever those people are located, they will cast their vote and their vote will be collected and it will be counted for a yes or no vote. That's how South Sudan came to be. I saw that firsthand. They did referendum all over the world, same day. The result led to the establishment of the nation of South Sudan. It doesn't matter their situation today. But referendum works. It's a very peaceful way to solve constitutional problems.
Yeah.
Even in countries, even in normal functional countries, Quebec in Eastern Canada had referendum more than 20 years ago to determine whether the people of Quebec want to remain in Canada or they want to become an independent nation state. They lost by 1 percentage point. And so The call for referendum is a very peaceful call. It's a call for a peaceful solution to Nigeria's existential problems. And the more we continue to skirt around it, we are only helping the enemy to sharpen their knives. We're only helping the enemy to load their guns targeted at us. And we can change this trajectory. We can change this narrative. It will end well if our people begin to make the right demand without settling for nothing. Because right now, the people are not even making any demand. Nothing.
Their only demand now is to go and get paid.
To help the enemy, to help the enemy.
Because like what I believe, what to what you've just stated and what you've said, sir. Our House of Rep members are supposed to be the one to agitate for this movement. But now we've seen that they are nothing but self-centered people that care about only their pocket, their belly, and that of their family. And now another way for us to get this, since we've gotten this platform, because the people these people are supposed to represent that are not getting the feedback from these people, that are not complaining also, who is to be held responsible now? Is it the people that fail to represent you, or you that fail to complain that the people that are representing you are not representing you properly? So Ninas is giving them the opportunity now that since your representative have failed you, there is a place now that will represent you to bring that same opportunity you should have been getting from your rep members that are failed to execute their line of duty officially with the government. So Ninas is giving all Nigerians an opportunity to come into the Nigeria Indigenous Nationality Alliance for Self-Determination, Ninas, the movement for we all to come together so we can channel this movement of a referendum, because this referendum is going to give every citizens, every ethnic group, the opportunity to bring in their constitution, to put together so that, because if you don't make your demands known, how are people going to know that you are suffering? Because this referendum is going to give you privileges, give you opportunity, give you the time to say, yes, my local government is lacking this. Our educational sector is not working properly. This part of our territory needs to be looked into. These are the things, these are the functions, these are the things we required if we want to exist. Because it is a yes or no platform a referendum is. A referendum can give you the opportunity to say, I'm fed up with this. I'm no longer accepting whatever contract agreement you're going to make with me. I want to go my pathway because I know too well that I will be well to do if I'm on my own. You know what I mean? So
I think the resistance to the referendum call by current Nigeria government actually exposes the Nigerian democracy as a fraud.
Yeah.
Because the referendum is a democratic process.
It's a democratic process which should have been written if these people believe that these people are leading them in the right direction with that constitution. Because a constitution that does not include the Bible side of a constitution is null and void.
Yeah. That was the constitution they started writing from 1966. July 15, 1966. Everything that the Caliphate Ariwa elements have been doing from 1966, July 15 till date has never been with good intentions. The intent has been to snatch the land from the people. That's why they photocopied 1979 Decree 24 into 1999 Constitution. And so let's call this fraud what it is. Nigeria has been building on a shifting sand over 50 years. 56, 57 to date. So the intention have never been good. It is for destruction. And the way that our people can rescue themselves is to make no big deal out of it, continue to demand for this referendum. And the South and Middle Belt put together actually are the majority in Nigeria of today.
Mm-hmm.
The South and the Middle Belt represent more than 75% of the current population spread in Nigeria. Let's forget about those that are lying from the desert. There is no way desert areas will be more populated than the South. It's impossible. And it is South that is all over the world with Middle Belt. So let's put Nigeria through a democratic process that will lead to referendum. First, it will start with having a transitional government in place, like was done in South Africa.
Yeah, because of the short period of time.
If there is any care, if there is any affection, if there is any love, if they even care for their own cows, they will do nothing but embrace this call for referendum and say, you know what, if this is going to help us to stabilize the environment, if this is going to help us to heal, if this will help neighbors to be good neighbors among themselves and to look out for each other, let's go through this referendum. But no, you know why? Because some of them are afraid that it will be an end to their means of
livelihood.
The career politicians, those that see politics as a career, those that have no other job other than stealing from the people. So they will not give it any daylight to happen because it will be their end. That's why you will find people fighting against this referendum call from the Southeast, from the South-South, from Southwest, especially among the politicians, including Middle Belt. They are all looking for their personal gain, I don't know how we can say it so that our people will not, miss getting the what is at the core, what is at the heart of this matter. That those taking them slavery are the people pulling them, as it were, in like under theta to go and help them continue their business going on. The one Nigeria enterprise that is enriching a few while rendering the majority slaves. That is what the politicians are doing. And so that our people are not getting it beats me, because you should know the source of your problem. People should know why their light cannot work, why their road is the way it is, their housing situation is the way it is. Like, there is end to all these things, but our people really have to go through the right channel, through the right way.
I wonder why you are using a formula to solve a particular equation. Let's bring it from down along the line from 1999.
Yeah.
This formula system is to go through an electoral process which has kept us in stagnation, a momentous stagnation, because it looked as if it is going, whereas it is retrograding.
Yeah.
You understand? It's like Nigeria, like it will look as if it's making a huge step. It will take an automatic reverse, because I remember when Nigerians were clamoring for change. Hey, I was opportune to be in Nigeria at that period. I was like asking myself, is it that these people forgot the basis of the problem this man has incurred on them years ago? Okay, come to think about it, this same man came and did all he came to do. He fulfilled his mission, and now is initiating another system that will prolong the suffering of Nigerians. And yet, our people know this. Even a very prominent lawyer, Babalola, came out the last time and said Nigeria should have a referendum, but first of all, we need to go through a transitional process.
Yeah.
Why is it that people that matters, that knows what it takes for a nation to progress, we speak, and our people will not want to listen, yet they are believing on falsehood, people that want to get away with what they believe they can do, they can achieve? Because take a look at all these people that service government holders. They are all pumping their kids into the system so that their father will rule you, their children will also come and rule you. And trust me, there will be no different from father and son or father and daughter. because the same system that their father used in ruling you is the same system they're going to initiate to their children, that this is how we've been doing it and it has been working for us. It's like somebody's following his ancestral lineage doctrine.
Yeah.
So we are trying to make the people see reasons. We are appealing to Nigerians because we will still remain here. But we don't want you able to suffer what you should have been able to take care of now. Why prolonging your suffering when you can be able to take care of it now?
That's
Why
right.
want to suffer another years of your life? Why taking that good quality education a child that should have been getting education from? Why taking that quality away from that child? We have another caller this afternoon. We missed that call. Callers are calling in. Immediately we get a call, we're going to take that call. Please, if you're watching this program, this is Lower Niger Radio. Please give us a call and we'll answer your call and we'll put it on the public to hear your own opinion, because we are here not on by ourselves. We are here representing you all, because if we want to represent ourselves, we will just say we are comfortable in what we're doing. We will just let things go, because these people that you guys are clamoring for are not having your best of interest. We are the people that have you as the best of interest in heart, and we are asking you to take a turn from the position you are now. The position, be you boy, be you girl, mother, father, whatever position you are right now, we are advising you that you are not on the right track. Because if you are following the right track, you will not complete the race. You might decide to crash. So we are calling on every boy, father, mother, boy, girl, small scale business owner, even the general overseers, wherever you are now, you are watching this video, we are clamoring and we are asking you all to come through the right channel. Let's do the needful so that we can have a progressive nation.
Yeah. You mentioned Paul Adefarasi earlier.
Yeah.
Paul Adefarasi and one other, is it one Reverend Emmanuel or something like that, including Chris Okotie.
Yeah, Chris Okotie came out.
Yeah, some of them have started speaking out, and I listened to the same video. I believe it is the same video you were referencing earlier, where Adeboye was also speaking to his congregation. Adeboye himself projected himself as a member of any political party in power because he said all of them are his children. He couldn't make any distinction. He couldn't call it straight. He was being politically correct. But that aside, our people cannot claim that they don't know what is going on, or they are ignorant of which way would lead them out of this zoo or the jungle. On more than one occasion, Reverend Paul Adefarasi have called the Nigerian Constitution a fraud. And what is fraud? What you did not commit to, and it's having your name attached to it, that you signed it, that it's you that made it up when you didn't. I think that's a straightforward way of describing the Nigerian Constitution, 1999 Constitution. Our people had nothing to do with it. It was put together by a few men selected by a Major General, Abdul Salam Abibakar, who more or less hung it on Nigerians. And that weight has pulled Nigeria down. So regardless of whatever the churches are doing now, we are reaching out to them, letting them know that there is hope for their members. There is hope for their future generations. The only way to get in there is to preach this multi-regional binding referendum to their congregations. Let them know this is the way that will lead them out of their woes in current Nigeria. The Nigeria that is holding a lot of things from our people, including state police, to secure the life and property of our people, is the one responsible for the killing in Benue State, in Nasarawa, Southern Kaduna, Anambra State, Imo State, Edo State, Abia, Lagos, Ondo, Ogun, wherever. Everywhere that this thing is going on, it is that government that is denying you having your state police, which can only happen through referendum. Because once we deal with the Constitution of Nigeria, we'll be dealing with every other thing that it is enabling. So whoever is preventing that is not somebody that you should be going with. Anybody that still makes your local government to be weak, that it doesn't even exist, is not somebody that you should be flowing with. Our people should be awake to this reality, that there is a brighter future, that the future looks great, if only they can wake up from their slumber and smell the coffee to know, you know what, this is not the way it's supposed to be. It could be better than this. Let's go for the best. I think that's what will help our people, and the church should change their attitude. The church in Nigeria has been weak over the years. A Catholic priest was kidnapped at Auchi and murdered.
Yeah, they murdered that priest
last week.
Last week, yeah.
You heard that? Did you hear the response of the Catholic Church, the Catholic leadership? They almost said that it was the will of God for the guy to go that way. I mean, how weak can you be to say that? That Fulani terrorists kidnapped one of your own priests, or even a member of your church, or even a non-member of your church, but a member of your society, a member of your environment, got kidnapped and killed. And you actually want us to believe that it is the will of God. When did God become out of confusion?
It's so disheartening.
In the Bible, in the book of Luke, chapter 1, verse 7, 60, 68, 69 to 75, he says, and I'm just making this quote, when the high priest saw Jesus being dedicated, he made prophecies. He said that God will deliver us from the hands of those that hate us, so that we can be free to serve him without fear of persecution from the hands of our enemies. Where is the strength of the church? Where is the faith? Where is the hope in what the Catholic Church, the Anglican Church, the Pentecostals, the Redeemed, the Apostolic faiths? Where is their God? Where is the direction? Where is the strength? Where is the leadership that's supposed to be given to our people? These people travel to different countries. Instead of actually asking for the political system, the political class, to initiate sound development, they use it as preaching to tell their people to be comfortable with the way they are. When they go to US, they come back and tell their people, oh, if you go to the United States, everybody have got their medical care card. There is security, there is this. Is it the people that made it or the system made it? That Americans have medical care, that Europeans have medical care, and 6 hours away into Africa, it doesn't exist. Who made it? The church has been a partner in the enslavement of all our people. The church that tells our people, they go into the scripture and they quote whatever pleases them. They say, all government was set in place by God. And so the people should be submissive, obedient to them. But it was God that saw to the destruction of Egypt because of the evil going on there. It was God that overthrew the other nations that were along the way to Canaan. Even when Saul derailed the first king of Israel, it was also the divine power that saw to his exit. Did Israel not break into two?
Of course. The referendum has been existing for a very long time.
So you see, there is no settled issues with Nigeria. Nothing is settled. We have nothing that is settled. That's why I don't trust anybody that tells me about settled issues like Muhammad Ibrahim Babangida, one of the slippery men that ever walked Nigeria's corridors of power. None of them have been very honest and sincere with Nigerians, because Nigerians can have it better than they are getting now. Nigerians can get a better deal. I mean, better deal they can be happy and proud of from their own country. Because I can assure you today that if we are to have referendum in Nigeria, the attitude of our people will change. If you do what you say you will do, the people must do their own, or else they will face the music.
If we even go through a referendum, they don't need to tell you what they want to do. They are going there to work according to what has been structured down already. So you're going to come there and say, all what you say, I'm coming there to do according to what you guys have already laid down for me to come and work with.
Yeah.
Yeah, because like this whole issue is becoming so heartbroken that our people are failing to listen. Because if you fail to plan, that means you have planned to fail.
Absolutely.
Because I am seeing them planning to fail now, and we are calling them to retrace their step back, because it's never too late now. We still have July, August, September, October, November, December, January, February. I think the election is in February, right?
Somewhere there, yeah.
Yeah. So we still have roughly like 8 months to move this whole situation around. Because if these guys are if they understand the basis of what these guys are doing, if they say they are ignorant with it, why do they think that the government are always kicking against when you talk about referendum? Because that is the same reason. I'm sorry to call the name of this guy here, because I'm not here to, because that's the same reason why they are holding him today. He went to court. They did not grant him bail. You understand? So you see, there are a lot of things that are piled up on ground that they know that the truth must be covered. And we are coming here now to let Nigerians know that we are tired of them seeing them covering the truth, and yet nobody is out there to speak. Because I have seen a lot, millions of social media platforms from Nigerians. All they campaign about is either some of them are here, because right now the Fulani are watching the drama they've caused in the South. In the South, they've caused a big drama that the people, even the actors, are acting without knowing they are acting movies. Even the musicians are acting. They don't even know they are dancing and acting into the script of the Fulani agenda that has been mapped out for a very long time.
Yeah. The thing is, the reason that we're talking about what Ninas is doing is because it's actually clearly spelled out. It's clear that even the simple in mind will understand it. Because it doesn't matter how we frame it.
Mm-hmm.
If we cannot identify the problem and the solution, we haven't done anything for our people.
Yeah.
And so where Ninas actually has done a lot of weightlifting for us is to actually identify, to have been able to identify what Nigeria's problem is.
Mm-hmm.
That it is the document, our working document, our MOU is a fraud.
Mm-hmm.
How can you set up business and you have partners in that business?
Yeah.
Instead of being open with them regarding the MOU, you went to forge an MOU.
Memorandum of agreement.
Memorandum of understanding.
Yeah.
The entire business structure is actually rooted in fraud. That's what Nigeria is. And that's why you have all kinds of injustices going on. That's why the same government that is taking terrorists, cleaning them up, repenting them, and injecting them into the military and police are holding some of us without. In fact, that's why they could chase Sunday Igboho to Cotonou and detain them, and they are still, I believe they are still holding him in house
arrest, yeah.
House arrest in Benin. And that's why any other political prisoner in Nigeria will not get justice. And that's why when Southern youths protest, they will meet with guns and all kinds of military weapons that will kill them and wash their blood away. And so Nigeria, the foundation of Nigeria is rooted in injustice. There is no justice in Nigeria. That's why foreigners, people whose fathers or their mothers came from Mauritania, will come to tell us how to rule ourselves in Nigeria. In fact, they will tell us that they own Nigeria. That's what people like Hakim Baba Ahmed is telling us to our face, or Ango Abudlahi, people with whom we have nothing in common. They are essentially forcing themselves on us because they think they have conquered us. They think that we're subdued. They think that we are completely messed up, that we don't even know what we want. Because once they dangle a little banana on us, we jump on it. Because our expectations are very low.
I was watching a video where Ghanaians youth, they rejected bag of rice to their to their
politician.
Officials. They say we are tired of rice.
Yeah.
We need employment.
Yeah.
I want to tell Nigerians, the youth of Nigerians have actually supported our celebrity to get to where they got to today.
Yeah.
But it is so painful that even now that they are demanding something, some of them are objecting against it. I'm not trying to justify what they are doing now is right, but this Eniola Badmus was one of the people that came out to champion EndSARS.
Yeah.
And the man that instigated the footage, because that footage is what has made UN not to intervene in that massacre that happened, because there was no trace of any kind that such incident happened. We have a caller in the house. Hello? There was no trace of any kind that such incident happened. We have a caller in the house. Hello?
Hello, good evening.
Yeah, good afternoon from our time zone.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for giving me this opportunity to contribute.
Thank you so much.
I don't have any question, but I want to do a little contribution.
Thank you.
And I thank you for what you are doing. My name is Ife. I'm calling from Germany.
Thank you for calling in, Miss Ife.
Am I coming out clear, please?
Yes, you are coming out. Can you hear her, Mr. Steve?
Yeah, okay. She's clear.
Okay.
Okay, thank you so much. You know, the topic of discussion this evening attracts me also, I know, and I like the way you people are analyzing and breaking it down. Nigeria's problem is more of political, and any person offering economic solution is just, distracting and what do you call it? Distracting people. And I don't know why our people keep following those who lie to them. I don't know who deceived them, who lied to them. They will flock behind the person and be promoting the person, and they will be crying, they will be complaining. But when the solution is just at the corner there, they will overlook it. I don't know. Is it because of evil forces or because of spell, some kind of spell, or what can one call that? You know, when they pretend, when these politicians, especially the recycled ones, because all of them from top to bottom, and all the presidential candidates we have now, they are all recycled old politicians. Call them vice presidents, call them president, call them governors, call them senators, call them anything. They are the same people who are part and parcel of the decayed system Nigeria is for everybody. They are part and parcel of the failed system Nigeria is operating. And the way, they play on the intelligence of these people, and especially the youth, is something nobody can, it is incomprehensible, honestly. So they know why they have the youth in their hands, and they like to manipulate them. And the Ninas movement that presents a truthful message, the right way to go, they will ignore them. And these politicians will just distract them from listening to, these messages of truth. I don't understand why it should be like that. People can continue crying and complaining about the system. People can come out on the television sets and be, telling the whole world, we can continue this way. But proper solution, they cannot. I was talking with somebody, and, he said, why I am in support of PVC collection is somebody must be there to implement what Nenas has been saying. I just, I laughed and I said, oh my God, people perish because of lack of knowledge.
The Bible said it.
Yes, Bible said that also. Why are we so daft? Why can't we think? Are we too lazy to think? Are we too lazy to understand what is written and what has been explained over and over and over again to our people? Our people, sometimes I just say, pity them because we have never experienced freedom, freedom in totality. So any person that rings a bell of freedom or freedom fighting, or I will do this for you, or I will do that for you, they flock behind that person. And at the end, they will cry and complain. So I am charging everybody, youths, women, students, arise. Take back your sovereignty. Take back your life and take back your identity. In any situation that will thrive and prosper, education is the key. Education is always key to improvement and a thriving society. Because if you lack education, the opposite is that you are illiterate. You can't even manage yourself, and you allow these old and recycled politicians to manage your life for you, and you keep clapping behind them, keep following them. Sometimes I read, in the comment section of some of all these broadcasts, I will see where people say, we reject APC, we reject PDP. And most of all this, and then support whoever. For example, some of them will be saying, I reject APC and the PDP, we must vote them out and vote Peter Obi in. Forgetting that Peter Obi, for example, is our brother. That he was, if not last month, a month ago or 2 months ago, he was part and parcel of PDP.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So we don't think like if we want to change, let us pull the bull by the horn. Let us do it and be proud that we have done it. Let us put this change and mean the change, not the change, which they rang like a bell when they were campaigning for 2015. Change, not knowing that it was change. It is an irony. It is an irony. So, Ninas is always right, and our politicians are always wrong, because they are the beneficiary of the anomaly and the, abnormality of the system. And when they come to campaign, they will tell you they are going to restructure. But once it comes to that constitution, which is the bane of all the wars and problems Nigeria has been going through, they will hit and run away. They will hit and run away. So our people should not be afraid of the truth, because truth is eternal. Our people should not be afraid of doing the right thing, because when you do the right thing, you will get the benefits. So why should we choose to suffer when we have solution on the table? Why do we like to be in slavery when, instead of embracing freedom? Last week, you discussed permanent freedom to temporary, power of 4 to 8 years.
Yeah.
Our people should now become, come back to the right track.
Yeah.
The Igbo adage says, you don't see where they are crowning a king, and then you choose to go into, where they are. Please help me to do this.
Where they are doing some kind of sacrifice to the god or whatsoever.
So we have a lot of things to benefit from having our own total freedom from these caliphate Fulanis. Do you know that Fulani, they don't even know, they don't pick PVC because normally they rig. Yeah. So if you are going to collect PVC or this such, you are just entertaining them. Our people are entertaining them. They are enjoying it because you are the one who is going there to get stampede. You are going for PVC, and this man, the person who is in charge of that PVC, is a Fulani man. So how many of his people are going out there to go and collect this PVC? PVC to do what? To vote? To vote who? Some people will say credible person. Who is that credible person? Are you not credible enough to be in that race? Are you not credible? So why should I entrust my own credibility to another person who will come and lie to me and deceive me? Please, let us eschew lies and deceit. Follow the right path. Follow the right person. Follow the truthful person. Follow the honest person. Follow the consistent person. Please throw away lies and deceit, because we know where they are coming from. The father of all lies is there waiting for you. And once you come, he will just do the needful. So please, we need to get this freedom, total freedom from this bondage once and for all. If we don't get it now and go into 2023 election, we shall have ourselves to blame. They will continue to call us wailing wailers. Thank you so much. I think I am done. And then I call on churches and Christians, because you made mention of, sorry, let me just put a little contribution here. You made mention of the priest who was killed just a few days ago.
Yeah, at Auchi.
Auchi.
In Niger State.
And we discovered that it was a Fulani who even kidnapped and killed this man.
Yeah.
And the churches and Christians are flocking and stampeding themselves, being on scorching sunshine or sun heat to get PVC. Why they are busy reducing your population? Why they are busy kidnapping you and you? And then you are going to empower them to continue killing you.
It's incredible. It's incredible.
You have to think beyond this. You have to think beyond this stage we are in. Please, we have to right the wrong. We all have to right the wrong. Let these people, the Islamization and this Islamic expansionism, let it not deceive us. Let them not deceive us. We can do much better than this. Thank you. I have to, cut it off here. Thank you for giving me the opportunity.
Thank you.
God bless you.
Thank you so much for your wonderful contribution. And when she was talking, she talked about education. There are governments that are empowering youth skills in a state, in a country, whereby students that don't want to go to school, they empower whatever skills they have. If you want to go into mechanic, you go into those skills program and become a mechanical engineer through the practical way they're going to take you through. That's why Fela said it. Fela said Nigerians are suffering and smiling.
Yeah.
And the churches, like she said, the churches, because to me, I believe the Christians own the larger population in Nigeria. The population of Nigeria is more than the population of the Muslim. I'm not saying the Muslims are bad people or whatever, but there are some conquests that is going on behind some of them that they don't know. Because some of them, when you tell them these things, they'll say, how come are you aware of all of this and we are not? Come on. These things have been on for a very long time, because I have some friends that are Muslim. When I tell them this, they say, we cannot watch in fact, these people that are perpetrating this evil, they are not real Muslims. That is what they normally say. They are not real Muslims. So how are we going to sit back and watch another religion? We also saw what happened in Afghanistan, how they took over. It was like a nightmare for them. They never knew it was coming. And when they hit, even the Americans could not do anything about it. They let them be.
Yeah.
This is why we are clamoring now. We are telling our people that there is no shortcut to this freedom we are talking about. We have to pass through the definite process. And the only process and platform that is left for us to initiate this freedom, this long-lasting freedom, a freedom that we will enjoy in excessive ways, in different ways of life, by our children, by our aging parents that have served the nation. Most of them now don't know what pension is all about. I was discussing with my aging father the last time. He said he has not received his pension for a longer period of time, that he has served the nation and he has no entitlement. They've asked him to bring documents here and there and all of that. Nothing is happening. So you see, there are a lot of things they need to put in place. And when all of these things are put structured out in place, you discover that the nation will be functioning properly. Nobody will be talking about, oh, I want to leave this nation. It is because things are not structuring in the right way. Let you see there's agitation in the Niger Delta area. There is agitation from the Middle Belt. There is agitation from the Oduduwa Nation. There is agitation from the Biafra land. These are because the things that should have been done in it, because no man will want to leave his father's house when things are well to do in his father's house, you know. Is when things are not well to do, you see the child become a street boy and becomes everybody's children. But when the parents organize his home properly, you see the child want to work and train the path that the parents have already laid down for them. So that's why we are clamoring for every Nigerians. Let's follow and do the needful now that there is still time. We don't want anybody to die. We don't know who is the next person in line for these people to capture. There is no day that goes by that nobody is not taken down.
Yeah.
They have their target and they are working according to their target.
They lay claim to their actions and nothing happens.
Yeah, that is where the rule of law has to come in, that the people are failing to understand. Because if these people committed crime and yet the government know where they are, they negotiate with these people. Imagine, I've forgotten the name of this man that came out the last time, that they need to negotiate with I say, what? Yeah. You negotiate with terrorists?
But the current governor of Kaduna State did admit that he went to other African countries to give Fulani money. He knew them to be the killers. He actually traveled to settle them, to pay them money so that they can become. Well, you know what they did? They used the money to go and acquire more weapons.
More weapons.
Yeah, Nigerian government gave them a billion naira, which worked out to be about $300 million when they did it like 3 or 4 years ago. Again, what happened? You see more firepower, you see more killing, you see more invasions happening across the board, across the country. What is fueling our people's lack of active reaction is what Ify pointed out in her call. Poverty, poor education, misleading the people, weakening the people to the point that they see themselves as, what can I do? Defeated people, defeated.
Can we continue to live as a defeated people?
Well, our people can change this situation.
Yes, they can. That is my take. They can change the situation.
That is what referendum can do. By referendum, nations are born. Yeah. By referendum, union of states are made. And I have cited different examples. We can all look through Europe, Africa, North America, Asia. Latin America. Will point to countries that emerged through referendum. Unfortunately, I'm not sure many of our people are actually looking or peeping into the future to say, what is it going to be like? What is it going to be like? We're not saying that we'll have a society that is pristinely okay. We will have our challenges, but we will build from the right foundation. A referendum will help us to have fresh start.
Yeah.
Where the rule of law will be our guiding principles. Where whoever steps on the road and does something wrong will be treated as a normal citizen and issued the right ticket, just like any other person, without consideration of his political or public standing.
Yeah.
But because our people have been destroyed by poverty and lack of education as we speak, the Nigerian universities are still locked down. And I wish you had time to have watched a video on the visit to Kenya of Ghana's Deputy Minister of Education, who used to reside in Los Angeles and who used to operate private schools in the United States. He was actually invited to return back to Ghana so that he can help the government stabilize and plan their educational system, something that is executable. And this guy went to Kenya and destroyed Nigeria without mentioning Nigeria for 1 minute. he said everything that needed to be said about a country that is not in existence, which was pointing to Nigeria, because Nigeria has destroyed the future of its citizens. That's why Nigerian students, university students, have lost first and second semester. In fact, a whole year they've lost. And they are quiet. Just like the church, the Nigerian students are beaten and defeated. The church is equally in the same comatose position. A situation where they can do nothing, they cannot galvanize their members, they cannot tell their people, look, the state have failed you. Do something about your own protection. Bring yourselves together. They are playing according to the rules of the state. Otherwise, right now, you wonder why our people are not getting organized. Why people are not getting organized in the South and Middle Belt to say, look, what is happening to us? How did we get to where we are right now? Like I keep mentioning, 29 years ago, the situation of Nigerians today is worse than it was 29 years ago. And for those who do not know, it's exactly 29 years or a little bit over 29 years ago that Abiola was elected in Nigeria. And that election was confiscated by the Caliphate, by the Ariwa, because they did not trust a Southerner to protect their interest in Nigeria. We are still playing according to their rules of engagement by trying to help them extend our suffering for another 4 or 8 years.
It will apparently be 8 years because none of them will like people like this Desperado or Ahmed Tinubu mistakenly get into that power. It will even change the constitution for him to sit down there forever till he die. People like
Nigeria's presidency is a place where people who are getting closer to their grave go
their
to
graves they normally die their transition to their transition to their grave.
That is the burden of Nigeria on all Nigerians, that you do not have visionary leaders. You do not have people who tell you the truth. In fact, if you are telling the truth, your life may become ensnared. You begin to hear about, oh, they might kill this person. Oh, they might target this person, like we are hearing already. Let's just get our people's attention narrowed to what works for them. And the hope of our people, as far as I understand it from all that I have seen so far, lies in what Ninas is doing to get this ship that is already gone overboard rescued of its passengers. The Nigerian state has actually gone over the cliff. We're talking about now how to rescue more people, how to prevent more people from perishing, from dying. And the best way to do it, like I've been saying consistently, is that we go through referendum to start a healing process for every community, for every nation that is presently chained in captivity within one Nigeria.
Yeah.
And if we toy with this, if we believe that maybe, oh, those who said that they will kill us, those who said that they will take over our land, that they don't mean it, that they are joking, we will basically make it easy for them to walk in and out and do whatever they wishes to do to us. And so the church would have to wake up. The church would have to become strong. We cannot win this war that has been brought to us by folding our hands and saying, oh yes, God will deliver us. The Israeli soldiers have their guns strapped on their shoulders. They are kneeling down to pray, or they are praying at the Wailing Wall. You prepare yourself. You prepare your people who are under siege. Nigerians are essentially under siege. We either do something to preserve ourselves, or we stay silent and be wiped out. There's no, I don't know any other way to say this so that the message will sink in with our people. All our communities are facing threats as we speak. Instead of facing the problem that is before us, some people believe that a little settlement from here and there will do them good. It will not do any good to anybody. The message of Ninas is the message of hope for all our people. It is a non-denominational, non-tribal message. It's a nation-building message. It's a nation restoration message. It's a renewal message that there is a hope for our people. If you've been looking for freedom by maybe burning your community or killing each other or doing anything, stop. There is hope. And the hope lies in what we do with the referendum call. It will decide and determine whether we will stay where we are or we will make progress. The way that leads out of this prison is through referendum. The only people that will remain in Nigeria will be those who decided to say, no, they are okay with Nigeria. They can remain with it. But for the nations of Oduduwa, Lower Niger Territory, and Middle Belt, these people need to go through referendum so that they can formally have a pattern of ways with that 12 Sharia states in the far north that declared Sharia from year 2000. 22 years now, they actually separated from Nigerians. So what we're actually doing now by calling for referendum is to have a more controlled pattern of ways in a very peaceful way, because at the end of the day, we will still be neighbors. But our people down south and middle belt need sovereignty of nationhood to protect their indigenes, to protect their citizens. Right now, the government of Nigeria do not protect our people, and the states do not have the power to protect their people. So to reverse this ugly trend, we need to go through referendum vote so that our people will vote and give their consent to the next step moving forward. That's what referendum is all about. It's not confusion. It's not declaration of war. It's not denigrating any other group. It's not setting the place on fire, but actually putting out the flame that is already spreading.
And the only channel we can use to get this sorted out peacefully, amicably, and justly is through the way of the Nigeria Indigenous Nationality Alliance for Self-Determination, NINAS.
Yeah.
NINAS is calling on every man, every woman, every boy, every girl, every small-scale business owner, pastors, general overseers, imam, whatever you are, we are calling on you people, because whatever we are doing, we're doing it for the betterment of the people. If you care about the so-called Nigerian you say you love, then do the right thing to protect the Nigerian. We will be calling it a day for here today, and we'll be coming back on Saturday to speak more and throw more light on different topics on how we could go about this. And the reason why we are doing this, because we want all Nigerians to say, oh, I was not informed. No, that's why we are here, so that this message will go around. Please, if you're watching this program, kindly do yourself a favor and do your fellow neighbor and your fellow citizens a good and wonderful favor. This favor you are doing them is more than the money Jagaban is going to give you. It's more than the money Atiku is going to give you. It's more than those promises you can get from any other aspirant. We are giving you a package that is full of wisdom, a package that is full of hope, a package that is full of freedom, liberation, a better future. Name it. That package, when you open it, there is a lot that you're going to benefit. Not only you will benefit from it, because your generation will definitely see you as an hero that fought for the betterment of their existence. Because if you fail to handle this now, trust me, we're going to leave this problem to stay longer, more than it should have been. And we will be held responsible for the consequences of what this thing is going to drag us into. I don't know if you have one more word to say to the viewers, Mr. Steve, so that today's program will call it a day, because we've touched on so many areas, and I believe we cannot touch on every areas in one program. We have a lot to talk about, but For our viewers to be able to sit down and diagnose all this information, we need to come up with this information bit by bit for them to be able to diagnose it, because we're going to be giving it to them scale by scale so that they understand the basis of why we are on here, to educate them.
Sure. Considering the title of our appearance today, which is Christians Ignorantly Aiding Killings in Middle Belt and the Southern Nigeria, I want to channel the mind of our people to the book of 1 Kings chapter 18. The story is about the prophet Elijah and the prophets of Baal. Israel, the nation of Israel back then was in the same situation we are today. There was confusion in the land. There was a lot of confusion in leadership in the whole place. There were people dying to the point that people were even eating their children to survive. I believe Nigerians have seen people eating people in the bush in Nigeria in this year, 2022. So whatever that needs to go wrong have gone wrong with Nigeria, but let's not even remain on this divided position without a solution. Let's try what Elijah did. Elijah challenged the prophets of Baal for them to make sacrifice to their God and hear which one, let's see which one will answer. And so I'm challenging the churches. Let them come and tell the people the truth about the will of God over Nigeria. Because current Nigeria is not the will of God. The current Nigeria is rooted in lies and deceptions and cheating. 3 things that God hates. And while they are doing all these things, and sometimes they mouth the name of God in their mouth, they say it. They are saying it in deception. It is not the will of God that current Nigeria should be as it is. Rather, it is the will of evil minds, evil spirits, people who are there to destroy and plunder the country and destroy the lives of the indigenous people. If we want to settle it, let's put Nigeria through referendum. That will be the sacrifice that Elijah and the prophets of Baal made to sort out their places, to redirect the attention of the people of Israel to the true God, instead of following after idol, after lies, after cheating, after money-induced politicking. If we want to get it right, we must go the way of referendum to restore sanity in the system and to restore the dignity of citizenship. I mean, the pride of citizenship have been taken from our people. That's why NSAS happened. That's why people will get shot in the East for protesting or in the West for protesting. Meanwhile, it doesn't happen that way in the North. In fact, as the South are protesting to stop criminality by police officials, the North the Ariwa will be protesting, will be holding a counter protest, contrary to what the South is asking for. So you can see, in any way you look at it, the country is broken.
Yeah.
And the way we can fix this thing, the way we can go about initiating the process of recovery is by, first of all, going through referendum. I hope it gets in with our people. I hope our people begin to deliberate on this and to preach it in the churches and speak to our people in the best language we can understand it better. Until we start doing that, everything we're doing is just postponing the evil day, and pushing the evil day forward only plays into the hand of the enemy, because the enemy now have more opportunity, more time to come after you, to kill people. Like Ndidi said during her submission, that some people are going to be killed tonight.
Of course.
I was in Nigeria, I was in my house, in my village, when people were killed in their hundreds in Benue State at Agatu. It's happening on a daily basis. A lot are going unreported. The global media are even tired. The only one they reported extensively is the killing at the Catholic Church in our war, Ondo State. Many others have happened after that. The world is tired of Nigerians until we rise up to take over our land from these invaders. Our people must start getting organized from the church. The church should be the prime mover for the organization of our people, for the recovery of their lost sovereignty. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Mr. Steve, for this brief and wonderful, educative analysis, and I will also want to contribute that our general overseers and church leaders should please don't mortgage the future of your members anymore.
Yeah.
Stop mortgaging their lives for them to go into, because this mortgage you are putting them is going to lead them to death, destruction, and the catastrophe ahead of them.
Yeah.
We'll draw it a close for today, and we will be here on Saturday, same time, same program. Please don't come across this video without you sharing. Share and drop your comment. We love you all. That is why we're taking our time to do this. We'll be here same time on Saturday to talk more and deliberate why a multi-regional referendum is the only solution to the problem of Nigeria. And for us to get there, there's only one way out. The Nigeria Indigenous Nationality Alliance for Self-Determination is wide and open for us to be able to achieve this. And if you are looking for a place to get an information what Nina's agenda and movement is all about, please kindly visit www.ninasvoice.org. God bless you all, and we see you on Saturday. Bye for now. Bye for now.